SABC, host broadcaster of the G20 South Africa 2025.
Welcome back. Now, South Africa will host the G20 Social Summit from the 18th to the 20th of November 2025. And the Social Summit is convened under South Africa's G20 Presidency. It really seeks to provide an inclusive platform that amplifies the voices of civil society, grassroots organizations, local communities as well. And the gathering will provide a platform for these groups to engage directly on global issues that impact daily life. This is the first G20 Summit on African soil, and it aims to highlight African issues and, of course, those of the Global South as well. For more about the event, we're going to be joined now by the former Deputy President of South Africa and G20 Social Summit convener, Dr. Phumzile Mlambo-Ngcuka. Dr. Phumzile, a very good morning. Thank you for your time with us here on the SABC at this hour.
Thank you very much, and good morning.
The clock is ticking and we are edging closer to that summit, the leadership summit as well, taking on the momentum that had been built in Brazil in 2024. Given the innovation, the institutionalizing of civil society, their inputs into the G20 economic agenda, how are we faring at this point?
Well, I think it was ready as can be. Excited, especially about the participation of young people in all our events. Because, as you know, for us, the G20 Social is about important target groups such as young people, women, people from rural areas, and hearing their voices in such stages is very important.
Well, given that, I mean, we're looking at civil society movements and just some of the calls on the ground. They, in lieu of the theme solidarity, equality and sustainability, they've been calling for the inclusion of marginalized groups in key sectors all across the world. If we break it down, if we look at some of the policy issues that will be discussed by civil society, perhaps you can allude to some of that ahead of it.
Yeah. Well, in the G20 Social specifically, we are discussing both policies and actions that need to be taken in very important sectors such as health, education is important, the economy, and we are allowing young people and these marginalized groups to make their voices heard on those issues.
Well, I mean, if we're looking at the voices that will be heard of these social movements, the activists as one, the impact they'll have on the decisions, you know, we're trying to ascertain how long-lasting they're going to be because it is a non-binding nature of the G20 with the incorporation of civil society. How do we ensure that they're going to turn these discussions, you know, into concrete, actionable, properly integrated policies that we see playing out on the ground at large?
Indeed, in line with the theme, as you have mentioned, we have taken a view that as much as possible, whatever we will be raising within the G20 has to be something that is sustainable. It has to be actions that we can take by ourselves, not just in November, but well beyond November. It must not depend on the G20 being convened, on who is hosting. It must also be possible for us to continue with this action using our own resources on the continent.
Yes, and it needs to be specific to our scenarios and an African context as well. That's very important. Thank you for speaking to that. You are an advocate. You've been a champion for gender equality. You've spoken about the youth aspect, education as well. At this point, what are some of those social issues that you think need urgent attention at this point? I mean, we're seeing social media, some of the sentiments being played out, profile pictures turning purple, that's in support of this planned nationwide shutdown against gender-based violence, femicide, and it's going to be led by Women for Change. I mean, what's your take at this point ahead of the summit?
Yeah, definitely. I support the stand that is being taken by women. We will also have an opportunity to discuss issues of violence against women, infection of young people as far as HIV/AIDS is concerned. We will also discuss early pregnancy. We will be able to look specifically at how all of these issues affect young people in particular who are very vulnerable. We will discuss issues of access to education, which remains a big challenge, especially higher education, and how we could make that easier and start a sustainable intervention as far as that is concerned. And of course, we will also look at issues of climate change and a role that communities can play in climate change, but also how government can ensure that just transition does not deny the poorest of the poor access to energy.
Yeah, those are pertinent discussions about, it's still about who needs to be heard. It's about the lasting legacy that the summit leaves beyond for future generations as well. And even just if we're looking at the leaders that will be attending the G20 summit, it's just going to be proceeding without some of the key world leaders. I mean, what's your reaction at this point in terms of the impact it will have going forward?
Well, I think that it is not always that an event is successful because everybody is there. I think there's enough people, very important voices, a critical mass that is coming. There is loads and variety of businesses that will be participating and institutions that are important in the world and in different countries. So yes, not everybody is going to be there, and this is not the first G20 where you don't have everybody. So you'll work with the people who are there. For me, if I just look at the level of registration and participation, I think we're in a good place.
All right. Well, let's see how it all pans out. Dr. Phumzile Mlambo-Ngcuka, thank you for your time. Former Deputy President of South Africa, G20 Social Summit convener, chatting to us bright and early this morning about the upcoming G20 Social Summit, some of the policies, some of the issues to the fore. It's all happening between the 18th and the 20th of November, 2025. We'll leave that conversation there and be right back after this ad break. Stay tuned.
Thank you.